Coach? Good win. Proud of the guys. Proud of the guys. We had a really good effort defensively, especially in the first half. And then second half, we let it slip a little bit. Give them credit. They made. I mean, they're bouncing shots in off the rafters, and they never gave in. And I didn't mention it to the team at halftime, but I did to Coach Rupp on the way upstairs. Let's get our guys fired up because these guys have come back from double-digit deficits, I think 3 times on the year. It's not like our guys came out flat the second half. We came out, banged a 3 right away, but they just, boy, they were tough. They made big plays. They hit 3s, 1 for 9 in the first half, then they go 9 for 17 or something in the second. Give them credit. But it would have been easy for our guys to throw the towel in thinking it's not our night, not meant to be, and we didn't. We made some big plays offensively, defensively down the stretch to pull it out. So a lot to learn from it. We talked before the game about maximizing our runs and continuing to do what's working. First half, we were moving the ball, driving it, kicking it, dumping it off. He was getting, 10 for 10 because his guys were getting in the ball right at the rim. Second half, it kind of went, all right, maybe it's time for me to go get mine a little bit. And that frustration offensively, I think, carried over a little bit defensively. But all in all, we pulled it out. Give them credit. They played to the wire, which Coach Dunlap's teams do. But our guys made a couple more plays down the stretch when we had to. So proud of the game.
Trace, what did you guys as a team kind of find in those last few minutes that let you get over the hump there?
I think we had to just get back to executing offense. Like Coach said, there's a stretch where we kind of went away from what was working, and then they crawled into the game. They had some tough shots. We lost, we kind of lost our focus for a little bit, but then again, we just had to come down to being gritty and go with what was working, be patient, run time off the clock, and it panned out for us.
And Drew, how good was it for your team at this stretch of the season to see the veterans really kind of step up in those last couple minutes, Trace and Stevie especially, to get you guys going?
It was huge because we know one of the things that we're working on this year is leadership, and we've been here for 3 years now. We went through it last year where we take teams all the way to the last couple minutes and not close it out, and I'm sure Coach Tinkle will say, or if he's already said, last year we would have lost that game. So it was good to see.
Trace, we saw you gather the guys at center court after the game. What was the general message after a win like that, would you say?
That is a great win. Any win's a good win. But we can't go away from what was working. Like I said, we gotta learn to stretch a 13-point lead to a 18 and 20 and so on. And so we just gotta keep playing each half like it's 0-0. It's the start of a game, and make our stamp on it. And so just try to keep reminding ourselves that it's a good win, but moving forward we gotta keep not seeing what they have. We're waiting for them to punch us so we can react, and we just gotta keep giving the first blows the whole 40 minutes.
For the two of you, obviously not having Ja'Cory anymore, how does it change the dynamic of the team, and does it change what other you guys have to do?
It doesn't. We're moving forward.
Yeah.
Wayne, as far as the lack of outside shooting again, is the focus just going to be to continue to pound it in, and if those shots come?
That's always our focus. And we did that. Seth, we could have we changed the number after the game, let anybody do it. Seth, I thought his energy to start the game got him 2 dunks right away, and that's what really gets his motor going. The energy, Seth went down, rebounded down. So it was neat that we kind of had that sort of a start. Remind me what my point's supposed to be, Daniel. I kind of lost my way there. Shooting, see? I was trying to forget about it. Thanks for bringing it up again. No, a couple games it's bit us. We know we've got shooters. Guys just got to step up. We had good looks. Maybe 1 or 2 weren't great, but it's not like we shot a bunch. We shot 13. We said they're not going in, guys. Let's not be stubborn, stupid. Let's keep driving, getting to the rim. We did that, but moving forward, we just got to relax. And guys got to step up. We'll be okay there. We'll be okay.
Drew, Coach said those dunks get your motor going. How good did that dunk early in the second half feel? You just had nothing but wide open spaces for you to do your thing.
It was fun. It was good. Trace found me down the court. Probably should have been in there trying to rebound and get that loose ball, but I leaked out a little bit and Trace found me, so I felt good.
It was cool because didn't he do a replay of it on the way to half court a couple times? Reminding, it was pretty sweet for a big guy. That was cool.
For my interest, the way you guys were able to get after them on defense and get hands on the ball, create turnovers and turn that into transition offense. What would you say about that effort on defense tonight?
You start.
I think Ronnie gave us a great kickstart to that. He made a couple big stops where, he stopped their point guard and allowed us to, go for the loose ball. And I think Coach Rupp at halftime said our hustle stats are usually, 6 or 7 entire game. And I think we had about 10 or 11 just the first half. And so that's a statement of ours. We gotta be gritty. 40 minutes, any loose ball, we gotta dive on the floor, at least make an attempt. I think that puts fear in the opponent's eyes to see our hustle. And so that's just something we gotta stick with.
I think we lost it a little bit, though. I mean, there were some loose balls in the second half. We were trying to grab them and go the other way before we had them. I mean, you saw it. They were ricocheting, and it's tough. Sometimes the bounces don't go your way, but I know you earn them over time by diving on the floor, going and ripping them, making sure you have the ball, then move on to the next thing. And I think we got a little bit lackadaisical, and they out-toughed us there in the stretch, but we'll learn from it. But I loved our defense to start the game. To start the second half, Trey said Ronnie gave us a nice little burst. We've got to do it for 40 minutes, but we'll learn from the film and be better next time out for sure.
For any three of you, as far as the best assist to turnover ratio that you've had all season, how much of a focus has that been since coming back from Orlando?
It's been key, making the extra pass, penetrate the pass, and some guys buy in, some don't. You have to, because then you're going to be a tough team to guard when you're willing to share the ball. And we said at halftime, let's keep with this effort, being unselfish. Let's go get 11 more assists. And the guys have to understand is it might not be my night to score, but I can be a facilitator. The next game, it might be my turn, the way the defense is. And we're still learning that process. And it's neat to see that we kept the turnovers down, but we should have maybe had 4 or 5 more assists, I think, in the second half by continuing that way, Sharon. And obviously, if we had hit some of the threes, it would have even been better. But it has been a focus. Minimize turnovers. Let's share the ball. So we'll keep building off of that.
And Trace, you got going a little bit slow offensively, but you were doing, it seemed like just a ton of other stuff. What kind of got you going offensively today?
Well, like Coach said, it's anyone's night, depending on the game, depending on the defensive strategy. Obviously, right off the bat, Drew has 2 dunks, post move. You see he's 10 for 10. So we have to make he was making a big impact, and so we have to keep feeding him. I think, like you said in our interview earlier in Orlando, he didn't get as many touches, and, when someone can't be stopped, you got to keep feeding them. And so, that's what I was just trying to do. I knew they weren't stopping Drew, so I knew eventually, they were maybe going to have to double and, forget about any other of the 4 guys. And so just trying to find my teammates getting rebounds. And then, in the second half, I made a lot of my spark just from the free throw line. But like Coach said, it's anyone's night, depending on defensive strategy. And Drew is a monster tonight, so.
It's good. I mean, you look at his line, 7 assists for your 3-4 man. That's, that's stepping it up. We needed some guys going into tonight with what we've dealt with this week to step it up as far as the playmaking, ball security, and so that was key. And where Trace is really dangerous, especially, is when he's off the ball. He cut, his guys found him, he got to the rim, got some and ones, and when we did that as a team in the first half, we were slicing and dicing. We got a little bit stagnant in the second half, and then out of the timeout, I got after the guys a little bit. We messed up a few times out of timeouts. Defensive assignments, what we were in, offensively, plays. We kept trying to do some little knockoff deals for Drew down on the block, and we couldn't get it to him. You saw him tipping it out. So we got to get better with our execution, because obviously with the night he was having, we wanted to keep going to him, but we went away from it a little bit, and we've got to, like we said earlier, learn from that. All right, go Beavs.